Hi and welcome to Trade with Rai. So yesterday we saw that Nifty is facing some resistance around 26,100 and now 26,000. And there is another pattern which we saw that there is a wedge being formed which is acting as a resistance. And then the third thing is, if you look, let's make the chart a bit smaller. So now if you look here, technically here is a evening star pattern formed. So there was a bullish candle, then some indecisiveness, then a selling pressure, and then there was a confirmation at this candle. So if you look at all this, so Nifty is now in a bearish territory in certain manner. So let's go to a smaller time frame to confirm this. Let's see what happened today, how markets performed. So if you see, this wedge is beautifully playing out. If you see here, we got a resistance, again a resistance, and then today in the last 1 hour, like somewhere around 2:15, the selling started, and then you saw this huge drop here. And this is not displayed in the cash market FII selling numbers, but something has happened. Some people tried to close their positions. Maybe this is because of expiry effect, that might be the scenario, or else there might be big selling coming in. So yesterday also we discussed that 25,900 is the last support here after 26,000. So if 26,000 becomes a resistance, which happened today, you saw today, if I look at 25, so Nifty tried to break 26,000 two times. It broke also, it went above 26,000, but then it fell drastically. Like all the times, whenever it went to 26,000, it fell, then again it went here, it took a resistance and then fell drastically. Now tomorrow, what we have to look at? We have to look at if Nifty is opening below today's level, or if Nifty tries to cross 25,900 but it is not able to cross it, then we might see some levels like Nifty coming till this level which we discussed yesterday. So if it is going here, or just like coming here, so you might see these levels in December. Okay, so let's take a look at Bank Nifty also. So what's happening with Bank Nifty? So if you look at this wedge, this blue line, it is coming since October of 2021. Let me go to a monthly chart for you. It will be more clear there. See, if you take a look here, this is acting as a resistance. This blue line is acting as a resistance, which is called a wedge. So a wedge is getting formed. If I'll go to a smaller time frame, let's see today. Okay, so the current levels. Now if this is a resistance, and then here we have a support where there was a previous resistance. Even if you go to here, you might see here is another resistance, this one. And then now if this is going to be a support, then Bank Nifty might be looking at taking a support from here and then crossing this levels again, this blue line. Or else what can happen is, if Bank Nifty opens gap down tomorrow and starts to fall from here, then we might see 57,500 shortly in December. So December is not looking really good. Also we discussed some days before, we discussed the PSU banks. So there is a very good support line which is playing in PSUs. Let's take a look on weekly. So if you look at the weekly, this is the support I'm talking about, which is playing beautifully. Now we'll go to a 30-minute. Okay, so if you look at 30-minute, today also PSU index came here, took a support from here, and now it is moving higher, and it has crossed the resistance also, which was a previous resistance, which became a support once but broke down, but took this support and went ahead. Now PSUs are looking a bit stronger than Bank Nifty and Nifty. So for tomorrow, let's take a look at the GIFT Nifty, our Nifty's brother, which will give us some idea what's going to happen tomorrow. So even here also we discussed the channel, then we discussed how the resistance are playing at 26,100. So here 26,100 was, this range was a good support, and then once this broke down, Nifty hovered here also, tried to break it for a long time, but then it fell like anything. So a lot of times what has happened is, if Nifty is down, like even till 3:30, if Nifty is down, even after that, if there is any positive sentiment in the global market, GIFT Nifty used to recover. But now what's happening is, GIFT Nifty has not recovered today, and this is one of the last supports in current levels. So if GIFT Nifty is going below this level today, like tonight, or if it is going below this level by tomorrow morning, then we might see a gap down also. Or else if it takes a support, then highly likely that's not the scenario right now how the build up is. So even if you look at this level, like there is a channel forming again. So if you take a look at that, so it's not looking really very bullish. So for tomorrow, you know what to do. I think you are intelligent enough to understand, looking at that, how to take your positions. On that note, I'll say you goodbye. So if you have not liked the a video yet, go ahead, like the video and subscribe the channel, so that you would be aware of what is going to happen with Nifty tomorrow, or why it is happening, because we also share with you what is happening and why it is happening. So go ahead and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.